there, Tiles and friends, and welcome to this video where I'm going to talk about Tiles ballerinas. And of course, I was one of the lucky kids in the 70s that got myself a ballerina for Christmas. And sadly, I don't have my exactly ballerina left, but anyway, I had played with her so much, so she had broken her not wrists but ankles, and I remember that I had some medical tape that I had fixed her with, and I don't think that would have aged well. And also I have been able to find a almost exactly the same, so I'm very happy anyway. Yes, and that's why I have the ballerinas very close to my heart, and I believe it was the first thing that I wanted to collect. I wanted to have the ballerinas, and now I have more than these. In this video I'm just going to concentrate on the pedigree ballerinas, and of course for me pedigree will always be the period when Sindy is the most Sindy for me, since I had a ballerina from the 1979 that I played with, and she was my most precious toy that I have ever had. And I was thinking that most of us collectors perhaps don't have the possibility to buy a boxed one, but we can be lucky to find played with ballerinas, and sadly they are often very well played with, not well like that we would like to say well, but very much played with, so to speak. And well, I haven't planned this like usual, but I have just put up my things here, and perhaps I can start from the beginning, when they produced everything. And in 1972 they did, I can take this instead because this is the original, they did an outfit so she could look like a ballerina, and I got this on a birthday from my parents. It was on my 50th birthday. Of course they couldn't find it, but I did, and I said, this is a perfect 50-year present from you guys. And they are very kind and loving, and they gave me the money to for this one. So this will be on this cardboard forever, as long as I have TLSM, because I wanted to show how it looked. Anyway, I wanted to have like a doll for a dress like this, and there are a very skilled and creative person in the Sindyverse on Instagram, that's called Sue's Grace, and she has Sueist 53, and I contacted her, and she made a replica for me. And this is the replica. And I believe it's very, very good. It looks very much like the original. And I'm so happy. And the doll I have is a 1973 Funtime. And that was the first ballerina things that Pedigree created. Next year wasn't anything new, but in 1974 they made the first ballerina doll, and she looks like that. And she has the hard head, but the body is completely new, and the plastic in the hand, I guess it gets a bit hard and not that elastic, and it breaks, so the hands fall off. And I have not the exact body, but I can show you. This is a Lovely Lively that also was a new kind of body that came in 1974. And the ballerina, she has the exact same legs, so she cannot bend her ankles, they are stiff. There's a difference between, I can show you this body, because this is a ballerina body from 1975-1976, and they have the bendable ankles. These are broken, but they could bend. They have the same shoulders. I love these shoulders because they are very easy to adjust, and I think they look very nice actually. As you can see, there's a difference, because sometimes people ask what's the difference between a Lovely Lively from 74 and the ballerina from 74. And the ballerina has the exact same 1974 ballerina has the exact same body upwards here. And the difference is, you can see ballerinas have this double jointed waist with this cup, extra cup, and the Lovely Lively, she got the cap, so they look different in that way. And also you can see the ballerina neck is this double jointed neck. She has the movement here, and Lovely Lively does not have that. She has the ordinary neck here, and can just now she has a really hard head, so it's hard to move her head, but when she was new she could move her head. Let's do this. She could move her head like this because it's a ball. Her head is sticked on, but the ballerina has this double, so she can move her neck down there and also move her head on the ball. But the biggest difference is, well, not the biggest, but another difference is the hands. The ballerina had this ball jointed hands, so she can move, she can rotate. I can show, this is the ball where the hand has dropped off from, and so the hand can be turned and like that. But on the Lovely Lively, her hand can only rotate, and I have, this is a Lovely Lively hand, and it looks like that. I don't know if you can see it. So it's just on a, it's a hand on a stick, so to say. So she cannot bend it. If you wonder about the noise, it's of course easy. I gave her a bone that she could have to be peaceful, but she's playing with it instead. But never mind, she's my colleague and I love her, so let's her be part of the video as well. I hope you doesn't mind that much. Yes, so that's the difference between the Lovely Livelies and the Ballerinas. Lovely Livelies are also very great dolls. They are very beautiful as well. But the Ballerina is something special. In 1975, this body, they looked like this. And they... Vad vill du, gumman? Kom, ska du hoppa upp? She wanted to say hi, I guess. Så kan du gå ner och lägga dig. Gå och lägg dig, gumman. Och vila en stund till. Det är en halvtimme kvar. Gå och lägg dig. Så kan du hoppa ner. Så. They have, you see, wrists, ankles that can bend, and they have the same outfit, and everything else is the same, but they can bend. And when they sold this doll, they also gave her this stand, so she can you know, stand on tiptoe and do her ballerina thing. And the next year didn't change that much. It's still the same doll, and she came in the same lilac skirt, but they wrote that she could also be a gymnast if she didn't use her shoes or the tutu, so she can be a gymnast. So that was the first year they wrote that, so that's why I'm showing her like this. And also that year they changed the sorry, they changed the stand, and this year it's a see-through stand with the Sindy logo on it, and I think it looks very good, but it's not that good for the dolls when if you place them in it, because it's not that stable. I believe it's too they can, if you place them and if you go don't touch, but it's very easy. It's such a small plate that should hold all the doll's weight, and now this doll doesn't have the weight of the head either, so sadly they doesn't work that well. But this at least came with the 1976 Sindy. On my website I have updated everything about the ballerinas, so please visit if you want to learn more about it. So I will put the link down below, but I'm not even half way. In 1977 they changed the body from this to this. They made new shoulders, and they are perhaps more good looking. I don't know. Mostly the biggest reason I believe is that they are made in one material, and I guess much cheaper to produce than to have this two different materials and the screw, and you know. But still the hands that fall off very easily. Of course, they never removed that she can bend. She still can bend her. They never removed that. That's a given for a ballerina, that she can stand on tiptoe. So in 1977 she got new clothes as well. Now she has a pink tutu and pink shoes, and also a pink, this is actually an original ribbon, so that's why she has one. That's the only original ribbon I have. I have none, because the earlier one, they came with a lilac ribbon that matches their dress, but I'm not that lucky to have one original, and I don't want to show on this video just any ribbon. So this is the original ribbon for her. The shoes are the same. No, they are new. The earlier shoes, they had the string, not the tie, you know, like your, a ribbon, a string. You have to make make a knot. So, like that. But in 1977 she got this plastic, all rubber, soft plastic rubber material with this that you can I think it's a little bit easier perhaps for kids. You just it's a hole in the other and a little ball is sticking in the other, and then you just put it on like that, and it keeps together. And I have not found ballerina shoes that are damaged. Well, perhaps some, but it's not a lot, and I must say I'm impressed that these shoes holds together, stays as they were supposed to for so many years, and I can still use them and you know, pull in the rubber material without it breaking off. So this is a very good material. Sadly, in the tutus, the lilac tutus, they had a metal button, but here they started to have this Velcro, and I hate Velcro because it destroys so many lovely materials that you have. If you have someone on you, if you have a jumper or anything knitted, and you get get close to a tutu or something with Velcro, it's not just tutus of course, but and it gets stuck and you remove it and then you destroy your jumper. But of course it's very hard to find tutus that are not destroyed, because you know, as kids you just took off all the clothes and changed, and you have everything mostly, well, at least I had in a box or something, and you just looked through it for what you wanted to put on your Sindy, and you never thought about closing the Velcro before you put it in there. So many clothes has been destroyed by those Velcros, sadly, and also the fishnet tights are very much destroyed, but it looks lovely, and in 1977 the ballerina came with this white stand, same mold as the see-through one from the year before, I think the see-through ones are more lovely actually, but they I'm sure it's more cheaper to make them in white plastic than to see-through. So, but sadly not any more stabilization or anything in them. And this is what followed every ballerina from Pedigree after. And in 1978 she's the same clothes, nothing changed with the doll. So, and you could find them in blonde, brunette or auburn, I believe. Still the same ball jointed hands, so it's very hard to find good ballerina dolls with both their hands left on the doll. But in 1979, my year, my favorite, they changed the hands to hinged hands, so you can bend them without being afraid, and you can also rotate them. And I have not seen any ballerina that has lost her hands from 1979 and onward. But of course, if you want to destroy her, I guess you can, brothers, or very girls that want to see how everything works. They can of course destroy if they want to, but they doesn't get destroyed just by playing. So and also they got new, more softer colors in the face, so to speak, but in the year after they are more softer, and they don't have as much lovely eyelashes either, but they are beautiful anyway. From 1979 and until 1981 nothing changed, so they looked the same with the pale face and everything. And here we have the one from 1980 and one from 1981, and they have the same clothes and the same faces. And in 1982, here we have her. In 1982, they made a new set of clothes, but they still sold the ballerinas with the pink tutu and pink shoes and pink ribbon in new boxes, because in 1982 they changed the boxes, and they also made ballerinas with this type of clothes with a white ribbon in the hair. I don't have the original for her, and these are a little bit tricky to identify, because they were made, all the dolls between 82 and 1984 were made both, well, not both, but in Hong Kong and in Great Britain and in China. And there are differences between the dolls and the bodies. Both the heads are different, different, and the bodies as well. And I have more information about that on my website, but I can say that the bodies in Hong Kong are marked with Hong Kong. I believe I have no Hong Kong body, but it doesn't look like with two made in Hong Kong. It just says Hong Kong on the top, so it's just one line. And the ones made in China and in Great Britain, they are not marked at all. So the bodies are different, but they still have the same functions and the same hands and stuff like that. But you can see that there are differences. And the heads for the dolls, my doll here, are made in Hong Kong, and her head is small and hard. And this is a 1983 doll, and she has a bigger head, and she's not made in Hong Kong. I cannot tell you if she's made in China or Great Britain at the moment. Perhaps someday I will be able to do that, but not yet. And also, as you know, with Pedigree, they wanted to use the last things in their stock, so they could also mix bodies with no marking with another head, so you can never be sure. If you find a red thread, the next day it's gone, because you find something new. You discover something new about it, but never mind. In 1982, when you read about the new dress, you can be a bit confused that it's almost described as you in the same box. You can choose if you want to have a white dress or if you want to have a pink one, but it's not like that. They only came with one, either pink or white. So directly in the box you knew which one you were going to buy. And this is the same, but not the same, as you can see. So I'm not sure if one of those are China and one are made in Great Britain. But in 1984, it stands really clear that in the catalog that the white tutu is for the dark haired dolls. It's sometimes a little bit confusions about that, and that's not very strange, because in 82 you could find a blonde doll with a white tutu, but in 84 they in those boxes they sorted, you know. Of course you could find in the toy stores from year before, but from 1984 there you had blonde dolls with pink tutus and brunettes with white tutu, and they only had brunettes and blondes made then. And then we have 1985. It's a new body and it's a new dress. It's hard to I cannot say for sure that the bodies are new, but the ones that I have that are made in 1985 are a little bit more pink than the earlier, but it can also be like, you know, Great Britain, China or whatever, because they are both unmarked. But for sure they came in new outfit, and this is, they have the same tights, and the white shoes are exactly the same as the pink one, but they are white. And that was already in 1982, of course. And they have this ballerina dress with, you can remove these, they are just, you know, thread onto their arms. And they have a little rose on their ballerina dress. They have a little bit more red lips as well. But as before, you can find other heads on the new bodies as well. And then in 1986, Pedigree changed to Smirky. And then the eyelashes disappeared, and they got some kind of smile, as you know. And bodies are changed a bit as well, to not that pink anymore. And after Hasbro took over, you know, in 87, they continued to use these ballerina bodies for their dolls that still had the big heads. In 1986, they only made blonde ballerinas, and they did use different blonde hairs. And of course, that's probably also if they were made in different places, I believe. Or perhaps just the hair, you know, was empty, their hair storage, and they had to buy new hair. So I have both of the hair colors for my 86 ballerinas. And yes, that's it. I have more ballerinas. I have ballerinas from Hasbro and from Vivid and from Kid Creation. Yes. And I believe also from New Moon, perhaps. But that's for another video. And thank you so much if you have looked, if you have you know, followed this all the way to the end. I hope you enjoyed it, and that it helped you perhaps a bit with identifying ballerinas that you find out there in the wild. And of course, don't forget, I have photos and stuff on my website to easier identify the doll you have bought. Okay, have fun, guys, and thank you so much for joining. Bye bye!